Alive, let's hit the dance floor. Don't work too hard, might break a backbone. Return of the Mac, the king is back though. Corvette and cash, I never lack those. She saw the stone, you know how that go. Fatality, my diamonds that cold. Versace trunks, I hit my backstroke. Knock on the door, she at the back row. All I really take is a little taste. Island girl, blue eyes with a little bass. Here for the thrill, I don't need a chaser. Wanna vibe at the getaway. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, I got the semi-4 weight. Don't step out the line like this a probate. You hit the line and try to locate. This for the time, got time for no day. One, too many, I'm going. Too crazy and I got bad ones and they ready. A good time, so now it's into it, we left that. Can't remember anything, but I know we got lit. Good times, live in the moment, feel like summertime. Obsessed with nature, not a world mine. The room is spinning, but I feel fine. Oh my. Chandelier, limousines. Really think I'm seeing things. Read the line in mid-between. Yellow light, I gotta speed up. Get home to a cold shower. Need that pronto. Look like a rave at the condo. Heck of a night in Toronto. She said, boy, you in Morocco. Pearl white mention in the top gold. Fill up my cup with the pop, whoa. High off life in the spot, though. Running up the visa, really talking to a real life Mona Lisa. Jesus pieces hanging off the fleecer. So much going on, it's hard to focus on the features. I got too many, I'm going. Too crazy, and I got bad ones and they ready.
Welcome everybody to Tales from the Lounge. I'm Ron.
And I'm Rhonda.
And tonight we have a special guest on tonight. You probably remember him from later last year, but Kevin Hand is here. And this time he's with Rhonda and not Dustin. And you know,
it wasn't pleasant to be with Dustin, but he's no Rhonda.
That's true. He is no Rhonda.
No one is Rhonda.
That's right. And we are going to talk to him about being the official Crux ambassador, how he got started with that, and how he became great friends with the brothers, and talk about his cigar journey right after this. And we're back.
And so, of course, we are smoking.
Tonight, we are smoking everybody's favorite.
Yes.
Absolutely, as it should be.
Bull and Bear, and we're having old fashions tonight with the Bull and Bear. So let's get started. Let's light these babies up, Kevin.
Kick the tires and light the fire.
Let's get it.
I love it.
Oh, and I have my own ashtray. Well, it's ICC's ashtray, and of course, it's a Crux ashtray.
Well, luckily, I have two of those at home. One of them I actually used out on my patio, and it got all rusty and everything, but the other one I kept inside, and it is in beautiful shape.
So I don't have that particular one, but I do have
and
several.
Got the lovely white and black one.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't even have yet.
You got the special one.
I've got the special one, but you know what? I have 3 of those.
I don't even have one, Rhonda.
You need to give him one, and you give me the other one.
I have 3 of those. And the reason why I have 3 of those, one I ordered off this cigar page. I don't know the name of the line, but I forgot where I got it. Anyway, they were selling a sample pack of Crux, and an ashtray came with it. So I was like,
No-brainer.
I had to get it. I just had to get it. And then they had an event up here at ICC. A Halloween.
Yeah, you got it. And I was here.
Yep. And I won the ashtray.
And Ron won a backpack that night.
Yep,
and I won a backpack. Absolutely.
And so I got another one. So that's now 2. And then when we went to Big Smoke, Casey gave me another one.
It was very nice of Casey.
Rhonda batted her eyes and then got whatever she wanted, because that's how that works.
And justifiably so.
That's right. Exactly. So,
That's not true. But I also was dressed as a Crux girl for Halloween.
Yep.
You were.
And I also, when I went, because we have to support them because we just love the Hogans. Like, we just love them.
Absolutely.
So anywhere they're going to be that we can get there, we're going to go and support. And so, of course, I had my Crux hat on, representing Crux.
Absolutely.
Crux
And one of the
t-shirt.
vendors, and the T-shirts. And one of the vendors, like, he looks at me and he said, "Where'd you get that hat?" And I just kind of looked at him and smiled. I didn't say anything, but then I realized that he's real good friends with the Hogans. And so I was like, I could have said something to him, but I didn't realize that until well after.
After the fact.
Well, yeah, when I saw him talking to them. So I was like, oh, okay. But, yeah, it was good. It was a good time. It was a good time for Big Smoke.
I haven't made it to a Big Smoke yet.
Oh, what?
You need to go with us next year.
You need to go.
Okay.
You need to go. We had such a great time. Not only did we have a great time, but Rhonda got to meet a lot of my friends that live out there, and they took us to different lounges.
We hit
How many did we hit? Like, I already had a list for us to go to, for lounges to go to, and we pretty much hit almost every one of them on that list, and I had like 8 lounges. We literally did 15 lounges on that trip.
That's
like literally,
impressive.
we literally did like 15 lounges on that trip.
And had a great time.
And had a great time.
I mean, there was not
How
a
could
bad
you not?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there wasn't a bad one.
Right.
It wasn't a bad one. And on top of that,
Well, and let's preface this. Some of them were actually not cigar lounges. They were cocktail lounges that allowed cigars. They didn't sell cigars. But,
they
It
catered
was
to
such-
cigars and
they-
they had the ashtrays for it. So
yeah, so
So-
and they were really, really good. And in fact, the Casbar was my favorite. Didn't sell cigars, but had such a great environment, had such a great feel to it, and it was just a lot of fun. And that was the only place we went to twice.
yeah.
Wow, that's saying something.
Yes. So,
Technically, it's not. We went to Triple Crown twice, only because this silly fool
oh yeah.
left his credit card there. So thankfully, I know the owner,
Right.
Johnny. And if you're in Vegas, you guys go see Triple Crown. Go to Triple Crown.
It's near the airport, easy to get to.
Go to Triple Crown and ask for Johnny and tell him Rhonda sent you. But anyway, so we went there twice because we had to go get his.
He had to go get his
We had to go
credit
get a
card.
credit card. So we just sat there and smoked and had a couple drinks, and then we went on about our business, and then we went to Big Smoke afterwards because it was on a Saturday.
Gotcha.
But yeah, but as you notice, I'm wearing my. It's cold outside today.
It is.
Yeah.
I forgot my.
Yeah, so I have my Crux scarf on too.
I forgot
you
my
guys.
scarf
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, I got my Crux scarf on today. I've been forgetting to wear it because it's been cold, it's been cold. And then I was in my closet and I was like, oh, my Crux scarf. And I was like, well, it's not going to get cold anytime soon again, so I guess I'll just keep it and hold it for next year.
Right.
And lo and behold,
It
I mean,
cooled off.
it got
was
cold.
80 degrees yesterday.
Yeah.
It was 45
It was
today.
warmer
Yeah.
than 80.
Yeah, it was.
It was like
warmer.
91.
Yeah.
Like 91. And then today is 40-something degrees.
40.
John Wilson says hi. He's on. Debbie Wolf is on. Richard Cummings is on. James Summers is on. Will Turnip is on.
Oh, hi, you guys.
We are wonderful here, guys. Glad to see you guys on.
Thank you for joining.
Let us know what you're smoking and what you're drinking.
So Debbie is my stepmom.
Okay.
I love her to death. And last week, they had a surprise for me. They were sending me a surprise. So I got the surprise the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact. And my stepmom made me the most beautiful purple blanket. I mean, it is gorgeous.
Well, you don't like purple or anything.
I don't like purple at all. Can't stand it. It's not my favorite color. Yeah, right. It is so pretty. And she picked the perfect purple for that blanket. Like, I almost wanted to bring it up here today, but then I was like, no, I don't want to leave it up here. I don't want it to get all smoky.
You don't want to
right?
get it smoky.
I don't want it to get smoky. But it's thank you, Mom, for my beautiful, beautiful blanket. Took her a while to make it, and it was my birthday present, so
awesome.
I'm very happy. Because she made me and my sisters one out of our favorite colors. So.
And Chris Pennington finally
Hey,
showed
Chris.
up. And James Summers says he's smoking Espinosa Warhead 9
Okay.
with a cowboy apple. I don't know what cowboy apple is. It must be some kind of bourbon or something.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
I will. So, let's get started talking about this cigar journey of yours and your love of Crux.
So, my cigar journey started many years ago.
Many moons ago.
Many moons ago. Probably not a story unlike many people's. My dad was off and on cigar smoker, and when I was 15 or 16, we went fishing, and he stopped and picked up a couple cigars and said, "Hey, you want to try one of these?" And you know, when your dad's doing it, you partake. And
exactly.
Didn't know not to inhale and
That's sick.
turn green and all that kind of fun
So
stuff.
he didn't tell you up front. He just said, "Here, just."
No, I mean he did, but
You didn't listen.
well, you don't really understand.
Yeah. Okay.
Until you do it,
Yeah.
and then you learn real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, you learn real quick.
So that kind of started it, and just he, like I said, occasionally we would smoke cigars together, and then didn't smoke cigars regularly until I was probably 22 or 23, and I had some friends that got into cigars, and I was like, I smoked cigars with my dad many years ago, and decided to pick it back up. And so since I was 23 about 25 years ago, I've been smoking cigars pretty regularly. And like many people that I'm on this show with, got introduced to the brand of Crux through Industrial Cigars, and met the Hogans, and then Sam Ventura.
Yeah.
Yes.
And my first Crux was the Epicure Redline.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my first one too.
Still absolutely love those.
Yes.
And we smoked those the last time.
Yes, we did.
That you were on the show.
And I've still got, I may still have a couple of 10-packs sealed of those.
I may have a couple
hidden
laying
away.
around. Yeah.
Okay.
For a rainy day, if you will.
Yep.
Okay.
Can you imagine when those things get about 10 or 15 years of extra age on them, what they're going to be like?
They're already amazing.
They're already amazing. They're going to be just blow our minds.
Exactly.
Well, I can say that I don't have any of those, so I do need to pick them up.
You can come across them occasionally.
You will find them sitting on back shelves of humidors and cigar lounges that just don't know what the hell they got.
Yeah,
They don't know what they have.
Yeah,
They have no clue what they have.
Well, just like when Ron and I did a cigar review up in Denton at Denton Cigars, and they had
Shout out to G.
Yeah, shout out to
And Ken.
And Ken, yes, and Ken, crazy Ken, love me some Ken, but they had a special for Crux.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, ooh, do y'all really know what you got here? Ooh, the special right here. Ooh. But anyway, they have Crux too, and I was very surprised to see it in there.
Yes.
But I was happy to see it in there. But I was like, you buy four, you
Well,
get one.
I guess it's been about a year and a half ago, you and I ran into each other.
Well, and I'm going to be moving to Aubrey here shortly, which is, 15, 20 minutes from her house, and 10 or 15 minutes from Denton. So, I mean...
You're going to have Crux capital.
Yeah.
Cornered, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we may run into each other fairly often up there.
Right. Hi, Richard. Richard's on. John.
Danny Gillett is on.
James. Hi, James.
Oh, Will meant Crown Apple, not Cowboy Apple.
Oh, that makes a little more sense. That makes more sense.
Crown Apple. Crown Peach. Crown Peach.
Did you see the Crown Blueberry?
I saw that.
I haven't tried it yet.
It's the blackberry.
Oh, blackberry.
I have not tried that yet.
They have it here, I think.
So, but some people are saying it tastes like cough syrup. Some saying that it tastes good. Some saying that you need to mix it, and it tastes good. Mix it with lemonade. So I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it on the rocks because that's how I really drink my Crown anyway.
Right.
Because I'm a Crown Peach girl, so I love me some Crown Peach. But I do want to try that blackberry just because everybody's like,
I love
oh, it tastes like.
blackberry. I love just blackberry in general.
Okay, well, then you probably would like that. But if it tastes like cough syrup, I'm definitely gonna try mixing it and seeing what it tastes like.
So a good friend of mine, she's a baker, and she made a peach cobbler with the Crown Peach. So when I heard about the Crown Blackberry, I told her husband, and I was like, I think we need to get a bottle of this and make a blackberry cobbler.
And that is my favorite cobbler is blackberry cobbler. Oh.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll definitely. Okay, if that happens, you're definitely gonna have to let us know. So
I
we
will.
Can, so
I'll
we
give
can
you my review.
Yes. And then I'm gonna want to try it. So now I'm gonna want to partake in this peach cobbler with this blackberry cobbler.
And
Yeah,
Garrett Reed says, and just let Ron put his pinky in the air and stir it. I'm like,
We will
dude.
do absolutely nothing of the sort, Garrett. Absolutely not. Because then if he does that, then nobody gonna eat it.
do me a half favor and scoot half an inch closer to Kevin there. You're in frame, but you could be a little better in frame.
Oh, okay. I'd be a little.
Considering it is the Rhonda show.
Oh,
It
well,
is
you
the
know.
Rhonda show. It is the Rhonda show.
So,
Rhonda
let's
show.
pause here for just a moment. We are in Frisco, Texas, an industrial cigar company. Now the Apex Lounge. This is now the private Apex Lounge.
Aren't we in
I'm sorry, the Atabay Lounge.
Atabay.
The private Atabay Lounge. And if things work out next week, we will be actually broadcasting from the new private lounge next door. And it's going to be a lot of fun. But we've got a great space here. I want to thank Industrial for letting us set up here and do this deal. And their bar is open for this week. At 5 o'clock, they're opening the bar and the restaurant area with a limited menu. You can come in, get a drink, and get a dessert. They've got some pastries available. And
I heard the scones are pretty good.
I had one of the day-old raspberry cinnamon rolls this morning. Oh my God, it was amazing. I was like, holy crap. So,
Well, we know
I'm in
what he's
charge-
gonna be doing up here.
Right.
Yep.
I got
Drinking and eating pastries. Yes.
well, you
So
know,
when
the
he
freights
went-
are out of town, or part of the freights are out of town, and well, actually out of country. They're in France and then going to Switzerland to Pablo's wedding. And I got tasked with going by the bakery every morning and picking up the pastries and bringing them to the shop for the bar area. So I came in and they had a couple left over from yesterday, and I was going to take a fresh one because, you know, I just don't want to be that guy.
That was very nice of you.
And so I grabbed one and went, it's good. I will order a fresh one. You know, once they get full swing and you know how to do it, come in the morning and have a fresh one, I will definitely do that. But they asked me to do it, and I told them I'd swap them some cigars for running the errand for them while they're gone. So
That's a horrible deal.
Yeah, that's
It is
just
horrible.
terrible.
That's a horrible deal.
you know,
Man.
I'm all about the barter system. You know, I would rather barter than pay money.
Absolutely.
You know, if I need some work done or something, if I can help you out with something of yours, let's do some barter and, you know, not involve money, because to me you get a better feeling out of it. You know, because you're helping somebody, they're helping you,
Right.
As opposed to, hey, you're my servant, I've paid you money, do my shit.
I think it feels more personal that way.
It
Yeah.
does. It does.
Yeah. And then, you know, you really don't mind doing stuff for the Franks if, you know, if they need some help, because they're just great people anyway. So if they need help, we're all in.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I've always
and-
been that way. I mean, we joked. I've been bringing in tacos for Saturday at the shop. They just did their 300th episode not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, or last week. And I've been bringing tacos almost every week
For 300 episodes.
for 300 episodes. And I'm like, holy shit, how much have I spent on tacos? Don't do the math.
That's
Yeah, please
questions
don't
you
do-
don't want the answers
You
to.
Right.
don't,
Do
want
not-
the answers
do not
to.
do the math.
But initially when we came in, I would show up about 8:30, and Brandon and I and whoever and Ryan and Mega Bang and some of the other employees at the time, Noah, and we would come in and I would help them wipe down all the tables, all the chairs.
So they would put you to work, basically.
No,
No, they would. He was just.
Oh, I
I
know.
did,
You know,
I did
he
it
was
on
just-
my own because I wanted the shop, which is my house, to be clean.
Right.
And, and we joked about that. I said, I remember when we used to wipe down the legs of the chairs and the tables every week, and it was just, and we had such a great time, but, it's the whole, your family type deal.
Yeah. This is everybody's second. It's home away from home. It's second home.
That's it.
The three of us have been here till 1 or 2 in the morning after many events doing something similar.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And and I don't do it as often because I'm old and I get up early. But they'll have an event that ends at midnight or whatever,
Yeah.
and I'm helping break shit down and moving stuff and put stuff back together. But that's just what we do. We're friends and we help each other out.
As it should be.
And that's why they don't complain when I want to set up in here for my show.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Garrett says we need to do a combo show. Common Sense and Tales from the Lounge. I 100% agree with you, Garrett. 100%. We'll talk about that and get that started.
There's no common sense here, though. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying.
So, we usually talk about what we're drinking on the show.
Yeah.
Tonight, we actually ordered from the bar.
We did.
We did.
Because it's open and we are having old fashions.
Yes, we were having
Cheers
old-fashioned.
to everybody.
Cheers.
To a great
Cheers.
show.
Cheers. We're old fashions. So.
And I'm going to need another one here shortly.
Yeah, you sure are. So when she comes back through.
Yeah, when she comes back through, they actually have wait staff now that will come through and take your orders. You can scan a QR code and get the limited menu. And to be honest, almost everything's available on the drink menu. Their problem right now is they ran out of vermouth, so I can't get any dry gin martinis.
But that's a good thing.
They can't. They're out of 1 or 2 of the ingredients for the aviatrix, so you can't have your drink yet.
Oh no! I wanted to have my drink tonight.
So
okay.
But
I hear they're working on it.
Yeah, Joseph is working on it. He's putting in a liquor order to get stuff replaced. So hopefully here in the next couple of days, everything will be running smooth. But this is the dry run they're doing. They're
the soft opening, if you will.
It's a very, very soft opening. But Sunday night was phenomenal. I mean, the place was packed. They were throwing drinks out and charcuterie boards and
charcuterie
desserts.
boards.
I never say it right either.
Yeah, charcuterie.
There's
many pronunciations.
Yeah.
Many pronunciations.
Most of them are wrong.
Exactly. We everybody says it differently, but we know what you're talking about.
So, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go back to Kevin. So, you hooked up and got hooked on Krugs.
I did.
Yeah.
Pretty hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty hardcore. And then the Hogans come in, and you instantly become friends, like all of us did with them.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the next thing you know, you're promoting them everywhere you can.
I did. When I believe in a brand, I have a tendency to want that brand to succeed, and I really liked the Crux cigars, so I kind of took that as the more success they had,
the more likely you're able to get sticks.
The more likely I'm able to find them in more places.
Yes.
Not that I necessarily needed more places to find them, but it was one of those things of may have been involved in getting them into a couple of shops that they weren't previously into. Mm-hmm. One of those is in Fort Worth that my dad frequents, and my dad would get me to buy him some Bull and Bears, and then he would take them and give them out at the shop and be like, hey, we're trying to get this brand in here. And eventually they had such a following just from doing that Sam was able to get them as an account. And
nice.
And it's just been a thing of me sharing something you ever met the people responsible for those brands. I have. I personally have not.
Right.
But I can't say that about Crux because I've met the actual owners of the company who are involved in their blends.
Yes.
And when you have that personal connection, I wouldn't say that it enhances your enjoyment, but it adds that personal connection to the enjoyment. Like you're, not that you're really a part of it, but that.
But you are.
In a way, you are. In a way, you are.
And and it all goes back to, you can have a better cigar, but you can't have it with a better experience.
Absolutely.
And they add to the experience, and both the Hogans are just phenomenal guys, and I loved running into them at Big Smoke. We sat and talked to them for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And had such a great time with them seeing them here, and they frequent this shop fairly often. And it's just really cool for them to come in and say hi and everything. And just the person I want to see. Come around here.
You want me to come over here?
We need you to come over here. Actually, come around that way.
Okay, you're going to be live, so.
You're going to be live.
Okay, you're going to be
You're not going to offend anyone, trust
No,
us.
you're not. Come on.
Okay.
So you're still out of frame, so you're good.
Yeah, you're okay. You're okay.
I need another old fashioned. What about you?
Absolutely.
What about you?
Well, I make that 3.
3 old
Three old fashions.
Yes. And what is your name,
on
darling?
Ron's
Bianca. I'm Rhonda.
on Ron's tab.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
And a bottle of water.
Bottle of water.
On Ron's tab.
Ron's tab.
Yep.
Okay, so 3 old fashioned, 1 bottle of water.
And that doesn't work unless Ron's here.
Okay.
Yeah.
For everyone watching.
So do
Right.
I need a driver's license?
Yeah.
I don't know. I might be a little young.
Let me get this put in.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank
dear.
you, baby.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying that aspect of this.
Yeah.
Well, and all of us, Crux sponsors the Halloween party here every year and has for many years. And I've spent, I'd hate to think how many hours with the Hogans at those Halloween parties. I think, I can't remember what year it is because I'm approaching 50, but I think it was 3 years ago, and I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but I think a group of us sat out behind the shop with Casey until I want to say about 3:30
in the morning,
smoking Crux and having some cocktails and just.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's like the ultimate night after coming off of an event, and just to do it with him.
Yes.
And sit down and really talk to him and have that one-on-one conversation where it's not so many people around him because of the event. You got to really have a chance to really talk to him and socialize with him and just hang out and drink with him they're just great people.
And
the funny thing about both of those guys is even though they're related, they're so different.
They're so
different.
polar opposite. But the one thing they have in common
is the love of the brand.
The love of the brand, but also they'll both just talk your ear off. It's like they're your best friend. It's like you're sitting down with a close friend. And I think, obviously I've been around the brand for a while now, but I'm not the only, that's not a unique experience when talking to one of the Hogans. That's with anyone they talk to feels that way.
And after the first visit or first meeting and everything, they see you again, and all of a sudden, next time you see them, it's all hugs, man.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you're hugging each other's necks, patting each other's backs, saying, "How are you doing, man? How have you been?" And and it's just a true relationship that gets built.
Yes.
With guys like that.
Yeah.
And like you said, it creates, for me, it creates that connection to the brand.
Yeah. Most
It
definitely.
doesn't hurt that they have some amazing cigars.
Oh my God, they have.
That's what if
they're
the
phenomenal cigars at a reasonable price.
If the cigar wasn't good, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about it.
That's right. Well,
I wouldn't be telling my friends and family to smoke this cigar if I didn't personally enjoy it.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, you know,
Right.
and
I 100% agree. Like, I fell in love with the Bull and Bear. Like, that's my absolutely favorite.
Mine
stick,
too.
Right.
We have that in common.
We have, yes. The Bull and Bear for me is just, it's smooth, it's sweet, it's savory, it's got a creaminess to it to me. I mean, because everybody's palate is different, but at the end of the day, we are both loving the same cigar.
Yes.
We may get something different. I guess maybe it depends on what you eat that day or something. You might get a different taste of it.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, we're going to go to that stick, and it doesn't matter what you ate and what you're tasting, because you're still going to taste the same taste that you tasted the first time you ever smoked it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's
And,
just,
you know,
it's so
and the
great.
Bull and Bear is my go-to.
That's my
Oh,
go-to
yeah.
too. That is going to be the first stick that I'm always going to pick up first out of the Crux line.
And and not to deviate too much off of Crux, but you know, they always say that the principal white label accomplice is the best value in the humidor. Right behind that is the Crux Bull and Bear. I mean, for the price and the quality, I mean, those are two neck and neck. And
It's
cool
not
thing,
neck and neck for me.
I know it's not for you.
but I understand what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the other cool thing is, and I'm going to throw industrial into the mix here, when Brandon redid the branding for that.
Changed everything.
Changed
Yeah.
everything. And the whole 5-pack included in a box. You know,
It changed the game.
I walk in and I just grab a 5-pack.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to grab a box. There's 2 5-packs in a box. I can grab 1 or 2 of those, and I've already got it prepackaged. Walk up and check out, and I'm done. You know,
Change the game.
and it is just such a great concept. And
Well, and I know I was one of the things that I asked about Jeff to Jeff, and I think, you know, we probably, after getting to know the Hogans, their initial their branding
yes,
made no sense when you know the Hogans.
right.
When you saw the kind of the gothic print
Yep.
and you just kind of scratched your head after getting
And I
to
don't know.
them.
I don't know whether this story is true, and you may be able to confirm it or not. But I heard the reason for the whole rebranding was they were at a PCA event, and a guy was standing out there for about 5 minutes looking at their booth.
That came straight from Jeff, so that's legit.
And asked Jeff, "What does that say?"
He couldn't read it.
He couldn't read it.
He couldn't figure out what it was, what it meant, and so he you know, the story goes, and you know, I don't think I'm breaking any confidentiality here, because Jeff has told the story many times.
Yep.
He called Dave and said, "Hey, we've got to do something about our branding. I think we have a great product, but people just aren't picking it up because they don't understand the branding.
Right.
Yep.
And we need to do something about branding." And Dave said, "Well, I happen to have a son that can help you out with that."
Yep.
And that just kind of started a
And
journey.
that's where the marriage. That's where the marriage came.
And it did.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I've said about the branding is it reminds me a lot. I don't know. I used to smoke when Camacho rebranded to the current branding,
Right.
Uh-huh.
where they went to the colored labels.
Yeah, because they have orange, purple,
Yellow,
purple,
yellow, red,
yes.
and so that, to me, when you walked into a humidor, those were easy to pick out just by the band,
Just by the bands.
just by the branding. And I think when Crux kind of went to something very similar, obviously different color scheme,
Yes.
but I think that helped differentiate the brand of, okay, I look and see this blue, I know I'm
It's
getting
a
a bull and bear.
bear.
I don't have to read the label, I know what I'm getting.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Well, you know, and
I
when-
think that spoke a lot to the genius of the marketing that Brandon put them on, is that, okay, now all their labels are uniform, each blend has its own specific color scheme,
Yes.
and that way people aren't guessing into what they're getting. And I think that simplification really changed the game for them.
And it's simple but complicated too, because
Yes.
when Chris and I were doing the cigar company spotlights, we did Crux, and we learned about all of the branding and all of the design implements and what they meant for, like, the bull and the bear. If you look at it, it is a bull and a bear
Yeah.
and a yin and a yang on
Yep.
the label. The blue is in a blue stripe, pinstripe, associated with Wall Street business suits.
Okay.
And so, and that was just that one. All of them have a story behind why they chose that for each one. It was kind of interesting. So we got that where a lot of people didn't get that kind of information.
Absolutely.
So when we did that show, we hit up Brandon a lot and said, what was the thoughts behind this design and that design and everything?
And that would be the exact person to ask because
Exactly.
that's who drove it.
Because that's who drove
the bus.
drove the whole bus, right? And what better person to do that? Like, Brandon is such a genius. Like, this is a great brand.
Don't build Brandon up like that. It's going to be impossible to deal with.
Hell, his head's already big enough already.
I mean, I don't know what he do with y'all, but I just get lots of love for them from all of them. So I don't know what they do with y'all.
You get love from
but
everybody,
anyway,
probably.
I'm gonna build them up because this is I love this family.
Yeah.
I love the Frakes family. I love them all.
And I love the Hogans.
Yeah, I love the Hogans too. Like, I just love this brand, and I love that the fact that Brandon was able to, like, bring them out. Like, he really helped bring this whole entire brand out, which I never smoked it until this brand, like, until they did the rebrand. So I don't know what the brand, the band looked like prior to that. I only know it as this band.
You would not recognize it.
Yeah,
No,
see?
absolutely. Absolutely.
It was gothic print.
But I do know when I go in there, I know what I'm got to grab,
Yep.
right? And then when Sam comes to Dallas, Ron and I always try to make sure that we go to whatever location that Sam is going to be and patronize that place, and then and buy our sticks, because
You
we
don't
just
have to be afraid
love
of the camera, sweetheart. You're amazing.
this line. I think I love it more than he does, but I think you and I are on the same level. Like
Absolutely.
on the same level. But we go, if Sam is in town, we're gonna go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna go.
And when
see him.
when we say Hogan family, Sam is part of that family.
Yeah, Sam is definitely part of that family, 100%. He's 100% right
probably
now.
the redheaded stepchild, but he's definitely part of the family.
He's part of that family.
Yes, he's definitely.
He is part of that
redheaded
family.
stepchild.
Hey, look. Sam, if you're listening and watching, I need to know when you come back to Dallas so we can make sure that we come see you. And if I'm working, I'm definitely going to take that day off, because I have a part-time that I work at night, but I will definitely take that day off to come see you and make sure that we support you and the line. Oh,
Sam's
watching.
on.
Hey!
Sam's on. How are you doing, brother?
Yay!
So glad to see you, Sam.
It's like Beetlejuice. We
He said
mentioned his name
Right.
and he showed
Oh,
up.
yeah.
He was somewhat. Wait, so
And
they
he
had
said step cousin.
step cousin.
No, he's better than a step.
You're
cousin.
You're definitely
But
better
Sam was
than
just
step
recently
cousin.
just like yesterday. I think he was out of state somewhere. Like, he was doing another review somewhere. Am I correct, Sam? I saw a post where you were going to be somewhere else, nowhere local, not in Texas.
Well, he only works in 17 states
yeah.
or something.
So he was out
ridiculous.
promoting the Crux line just this week. Had an event, and I'm thinking, I'm looking at him like, where's this at? Oh, well, damn, I can't go there.
Every time I see one of those posts, I'm like, is that driving distance?
Exactly, right? Exactly, right.
Well,
Is
he's
that
in
driving
Alabama
distance?
right now.
Oh, see?
That's not driving
It
That's
is
distance.
not
definitely
driving
not driving distance. I mean, you could, but we wouldn't get there in time.
Right.
Anyway, but Sam, let us know when you're back in Dallas so I can come see you and say hi and get me some more sticks with you. Anyway, and also, Sam, I'm wearing my Crux scarf because it's cold here in Texas today
Yes, it is.
for some
Oh, my
reason.
God.
Well,
And
let me-
as you can see, I have my Crux hat on.
But let me ask you something.
Mm.
Do you have your Crux flask yet?
I do not. Hold on. I need a Crux flask. I've got 3 Crux cigar ashtrays. You know what I need? When I already told Kelly, I need some Crux leggings. Sam, I need you to work on that. I need some Crux leggings. That's what I need.
Casey handles all the branding.
Well,
so-
look. Sam heard my cry.
Hey.
He's heard my cry.
Sam wants to know what the hell you're wearing.
Sam, I was hoping that he was going to wear something Crux because
I forgot my
You know
scarf.
we're going to be talking about Crux.
I forgot my scarf.
You know we're going to be talking about Crux and smoking Crux. So I made sure I had my hat and my scarf. Now I would have had my flask, but I can't bring my flask in here now no more. So that's out of the question. But I'm disappointed in you.
You and me both. I'm disappointed in
And yourself, right?
I am.
And Sam says he will help us with some swag.
Thank you, baby.
You don't have to do that, Sam, but we do
We
appreciate it. We love
that.
you, man.
Yes.
I can't wait to see you again.
I know. I can't wait to see you, Sam. Cannot wait. Hey, even if we gotta go take a trip to Austin or Houston or something, that's not that far. If we know ahead of time, we can plan it. It's not that far.
It's really not.
It's really not that far.
It's really
Seriously, it's not that far. I'm more than happy.
We had about a month ago. He was up in Sherman at Ash and Barrel.
And I missed that.
You missed it.
Okay, see.
You don't follow Sam enough.
Well,
It's always your fault.
because I work a lot. Sam, don't listen to these fools. I work a lot, so I depend on them to tell me when you're going to be here. Like if you're going to be in Sherman, and if I know ahead of time, I'm going to take that time off to come see you.
Have you been up to the Ash and
No,
Barrel in Sherman?
I have not.
It's
but,
nice. It's
but
nice.
one of my really, really, really good friends just moved to Sherman, and I haven't gotten up there yet. But I will guarantee you, when I go see her, we're going to go to that lounge. Now that I know there's one there.
Ask for Michael Smith.
Okay.
He's the owner.
Okay.
Super guy. Super
Okay.
guy.
So, I'm going to pivot a little bit. I want to go back to the conversation you and I, and mostly you and Joseph were having back there earlier, because we were talking about what your favorite was and what his favorite was. And the whole outdoor changing the cigar, because it really opened up Joseph's eyes to something that I kind of knew in the back of my head, but you forget sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's a good reminder when you hear it from somebody and talk about that. So Bull and Bear is your favorite.
Yes.
Bull and Bear is my favorite.
Yep.
The second is the
Epicure
Habano.
Habano.
Yep. And then the one you were talking about that he needed to smoke outside was the Guild.
No.
No.
The Epicure Maduro.
Epicure
Yes.
Maduro.
He hasn't smoked that?
He has.
He does.
He
but
does.
he
okay.
doesn't
He
like
said,
it
he
very
said
much.
he didn't love it.
Okay, so for me, when I don't love something first off, I always give it a second and maybe a third chance.
Well, when you smoke a new cigar, you should smoke it 3 times.
Exactly.
You should smoke 3. But what he said is when he smokes it in the lounge, that it's a little overpowering. And I honestly felt the same way about the Epicure Habano.
Okay.
Or the Epicure Maduro. Because I'm not a full body smoker. I'm a medium full.
Okay.
Right. So I had a...
Hold on, y'all. I got to get my cherry because I love these cherries.
From a Crux event, I had some Epicure Maduros. And one day, I was going out to the lake on my boat, and I thought, I'm going to throw one of these in there and smoke it outside.
Right.
Just not really even thinking anything of it. So I got out to the lake, got on the boat, pulled out the Maduro, lit it, and I started smoking it. And it was like, I was like, this is a completely different cigar outside. It opened up so much. The notes opened up. And it was just such a different experience smoking that cigar outside versus smoking it in the lounge.
Okay, so you think because of all the other smoke that's in the air that may have contributed to it? Like, so what?
I don't necessarily think, because I've definitely smoked some when there wasn't a lot of people in the lounge, so you're not having a bunch of overlay of smoke. I just think the fact that you're outside and it's more open air, that the cigar itself just opens up.
Okay,
so much.
I can totally see that.
And we were talking to Joseph before we went on the air about that, and it was like Ron said, like a light bulb went off in his head, and he's like, I never thought about doing that. And I said, it's not a cigar I will smoke in a lounge, but if I'm outside by the fire pit, or I'm out on the boat, or I'm mowing the lawn, or I'm doing something outside, and matter of fact, almost every time I go to the lake now, the first cigar I smoke is the Epicure Maduro.
Yep, I love it. I love it.
So you think the natural air that's out there really helped you change your mind about smoking that cigar?
Well,
Yeah,
completely.
but it will
Completely.
just so you'll just only do it like when you're outside because you've got that kind of you got that experience with it.
Yes.
So you only want
not
to
only-
smoke it now
and-
in
and-
the air.
And you talk about it opening up, but what you got to remember, and Dave and them have talked about that, about recommending cigars to go to the golf course and that
Yeah.
type of thing. You want something different because you've got the wind out there and
Yeah.
it's blowing a lot of the flavor away, or it's moving things around, and that's the deal with the Epicure is you get out there, and when you're inside, there's no air movement. Everything's
Right.
concentrated. But you get out there, and some of that harshness, I want to say harshness, but strength is blown away, and then you get all of that extra flavor that's being masked by the
Right.
the
Just the closed
strength,
circulation of the
the
air.
closed circulation. And they will, and I've heard them say more than once that these guys came in and wanted to buy Atabays to take out to the golf course, and he says, "Don't do it."
I'll be more than happy to sell them
yeah.
to you, but
Here's something that would work much better for you out there on the golf course and be more enjoyable for you. There's an article on the Tales from the Lounge webpage that Blake wrote about Don't Give Up. And the deal was he was given a cigar by a friend of his who just raved about it. And he smoked it while he was working and doing stuff.
Right.
And then finished and went, that cigar really wasn't that great. But then he gave it a second try, but this time he made sure that he was not doing anything else and had a chance to actually sit and enjoy the cigar, and it was like, it changed entirely.
Well, I think that when people are smoking cigars and they're really busy and they just want to have a smoke and they're busy, they're working and stuff, they don't really have a chance to really enjoy the cigar because they're working, they're smoking, they're not really tasting and getting all the notes that come with it. So they're just kind of like, yeah, it's okay. So you're not giving it a chance. You're not giving yourself a discernment because you're not giving it a chance because you're not focused on the cigar itself.
Exactly.
And I think that there's a mental aspect of that too, in that if I'm mowing the lawn and I'm doing something and I'm smoking a cigar versus sitting at my fire pit having a drink and a smoke, I could smoke the same cigar doing both, but I guarantee you I'm going to enjoy the one that I smoked sitting by the fire pit having a drink a heck of a lot more than I am mowing the lawn. And it's just because you associate that action of mowing the lawn as work. And Blake was probably in that same mindset
Exactly.
of he was working, his mind was on other things, so his mind wasn't open to the actual experience of the flavors of the cigar.
Exactly. So he's, so I get it. You've really, I'm with you. You have to give it at least 3 tries.
Well, and I've had 2 separate experiences distinctly centered around that. The very first, I want to say, high-end cigar I ever had was the Padron 1926.
Yes.
And when I bought that one, I bought it at Grapevine Cigar Lounge. And I asked the guy, listen, if you want something special, and I was very new into cigars at the time. I was smoking nothing but Rocky Patel. I mean, so, but...
and that's a big jump just in itself.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So I said,
you did, big jump.
If you want something special.
That's who Jeff was talking. That's who asked me where I got that hat. The owner of Rocky Patel, because we went to at Big Smoke, so we were in his line because he was a vendor there too. And that's what he said. Where'd you get that hat from? And I just kind of smiled at him, like, I don't know you. I'm not telling you nothing. But then I seen him talking to Jeff, and I was like, oh, okay. And then they went around. Those two went around to another booth, and they were talking to someone else and stuff. So I was like, oh, they know each other very well. So okay, I could have said something to him, but I didn't know that firsthand. So I'm like, I'm not telling you. I don't know you. I'm not telling you nothing.
So, great owner of the lounge there. And I asked him, I said, I want something special. What would you recommend? Or actually, I said, what do you smoke when you want something special, blah, blah, blah. So he said, I picked this one. And he says, go have a good meal, and make sure you're full, then go and sit down and relax and smoke this one. And I got the same advice with the Atabay Black Ritos. They said when you're smoking that one, the first time you smoke it, find someplace in the lounge where nobody's at, sit down and smoke that without distraction. Because if you don't, it's going to take away from the experience. And they were right. Oh, I say they were half right. I actually smoked it Sunday night, and then broke down and bought a down box. God damn it!
He did it. And one of them, they text me talking about, I have one for you too. I'm no box, but just give me one stick, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that one stick out of the box. So I have not smoked that one.
I haven't smoked one of
Yeah,
those either.
I haven't. But I've smoked out of a line, which I got ruined because Dave ruined me. He said you're going to be ruined, and he did. He was right. He ruined me. So I do like them, and I have several in my humidor at home.
But that Black Ritos is a whole nother level.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but that's going to sit in my humidor for a while and smoke that on like a special occasion.
One day.
What'd you say?
That wouldn't suck.
I know it would.
That would be terrible. He said we may have to sit down and smoke one.
Well, then you better have two, because I need,
He said the three of us may have to
Okay,
sit down.
okay.
He wasn't cutting you out.
No. I'm just saying, so I'm going to have to have two.
She wants one of her own, then one to smoke with.
Yeah. So I'm going to have two,
She doesn't want that cutting into her one.
Exactly. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're not going to cut into my one.
We may do that, and I'm going to schedule that. And we were not going to video this, but we will do that, and we will go to the new wind down room, shut the doors, and just kick back and relax and smoke that one, the three of us.
Yeah, because I really have not had a chance to participate in that wind down, and everybody that has participated in that wind down, they used to do the wind downs.
Well, it's not the wind down experience, but they've got
they got the special room now. But when they were doing the wind down experience, everybody talked about how great it was and how relaxing it was, and just they really got a chance to enjoy the stick that they were smoking. And it was a whole different experience for them because they smoke it, but are you really smoking it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they really got to experience that cigar, because when you're just focusing on that particular stick, it changes your whole mindset of the stick, period. So you really get to enjoy what you're smoking. And ultimately, when you go and buy cigars, that's the whole purpose of it. You want to be able to enjoy the stick. You want to sit with your friends and enjoy it. You want to sit by yourself and enjoy it. And you want to enjoy it with a good glass of whatever you're drinking, wine, whiskey, bourbon, scotch, whatever you're drinking it with. But the whole purpose of it is to enjoy it.
Right.
So those wind downs really played a big part in people's mind, and not mind, but just in their buying of cigars. Because now they really are just focusing on buying sticks that they truly, truly love, because they really got the chance to love that stick.
And I think in a situation like that, you're forced where it's a little bit more compressed, and there's a little bit less distraction.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It kind of goes back to what we were talking about before, is it puts your mind in the frame to be able to truly enjoy the notes of the stick versus concentrating on a conversation or a ball game or whatever else is going on.
So, and that's part of the reason why I don't want to video it, because I want us to be able to sit back and just relax. We'll have a little bit of casual conversation, but I want us to be able to sit down and concentrate on enjoying the experience.
Right.
And you mentioned smoke a stick 3 times, and I like that, because first time, smoke it by yourself, smoke it in it, and kind of get it untuned. Then have it with some friends and enjoy the experience.
Yes.
So you're all smoking the same stick, and then smoke it outside.
Yeah.
Or smoke it in a different environment.
Yeah, because you might decide that you want to smoke that stick only outside.
And you can relate to this, for sure. I know, and you a little bit. But anytime you're drinking scotch or bourbons and stuff like that, try it neat, and then drop a few drops of water in it and see how it changes.
Yeah, because when you drop that water, it just kind of opens
Or
that
ice cube or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I think that relates to the same thing. Smoke in a little different environment, interior, exterior.
Yeah.
And then see what that experience is, and whether you like it better indoors or outdoors. I think that's a great rule of thumb, and I think you were definitely onto something.
Well, and when I started my rule of 3, it was a little bit of a different reasoning. And when I would try a new stick, I bought 3. I would smoke one immediately.
Yep.
I would put it in my humidor and rest it for usually 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of times that was just to ensure. Obviously, that's not the case here.
Little extra fermentation.
Well,
and
not necessarily, but outside of industrial, Viso, Denton, sometimes you don't know what you're getting in the humidification, and are their sticks properly maintained?
Right.
Is their humidor kept
Right.
at proper humidity?
Yeah.
So one of my rules was I would take the stick home, put it in my humidor where I have control of the humidity,
Right.
leave it in there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Then I know what the actual humidity is. So
and
then I
what
would.
you're going to be able to expect
Yeah.
once you bring it home.
Yeah.
Yes. So then
Yeah.
I would smoke one immediately in whatever shop, if they had a lounge, and then I would rest one for 2 weeks, and then generally what I would do is rest the third at least 2 months,
Right. Okay.
just to see. And that the third one was usually more about consistency.
Right. Yep.
Sam says he's excited to see the new edition. Sam, you are going to love the new edition. I'm telling you.
How could you not?
If you don't love this new edition, there's something wrong with you. Because this is
Well,
a beautiful.
let me tell you something
I
that
mean,
I
they
have-
really put a lot of thought and work into this. Ale and Begley designed the new edition, and they did a